Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Daily Bone Podcast, where we discuss all things crypto markets. That includes the majors like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, meme coins, and of course, NFTs. Today, we're going to discuss Jack Dorsey's massive layoffs and the Citrini research piece coming to life before our eyes. We're going to talk about Magic Eaton's NFT marketplace shutdown and what could potentially be the next MOODENG meme coin. Thank you all for listening today. Thank you for listening all week. It is Friday. It is beautiful. Markets are down, but we're going to have some fun anyway. If you're listening over on X, give us a like, give us a bookmark, retweet, comment, push us out there in the algorithm. If you're listening over on YouTube, drop a comment. Let us know what you want us to talk about today. And if you're listening over on Zora, where we stream each and every day, drop a comment there. We will be reading those as well. GM, I'm Jordan here by Kicks and Easy today. Kicks, is everyone getting laid off? What's going on here?
No.
If
you're a remote worker, maybe.
What's up with the hate with remote workers?
I don't think there's hate with remote workers. I just think that a lot of startups want people in the office and they overhire during COVID. So you're going to be the first to go if you're remote. So out of the 40% block fired, 90% was remote workers. It was them just getting rid of remote workers. And if you pull up their headcount by year, they're right now around 6,000 employees. In 2020, they had 5,500. So they overhired. They doubled their staff count from 2020 to 2022, and they just undid it. I think that's more of the story, but people are obsessed with AI like a religion. You have two factions of religions. You have the cult of life and you have the cult of death. And so the death cult saw this firing as a sacrifice to their god.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think that it's almost becoming consensus that Jack overhired is the big story here. People pointing at Twitter how Elon just cut 80% of the staff and everything ran fine, quote unquote fine. So maybe it's like a Jack issue and not necessarily an AI issue. How you feeling today, Easy?
Good.
Love it. Love the energy. Love the enthusiasm. Love the content.
I had to deal with Kicks coughing into the mic the entire pre-show, which just pissed me off. Ruined my whole morning.
I see the nose strip is back.
Fucking dork, dude.
Did you get a little too open up?
What's up?
I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
You see the nose strips there. Did it open up the sinuses and then you're getting that post-nasal drip now? And then that's
I literally coughed because I got coffee down the wrong pipe. I have no coughing issue right now. But I will now cough the entire show just to tell it easy a little bit as time goes
I'll just leave. Plain and simple. I'll just go outside and start doing farm shit. I'm not here for it today, man. I hit an 11x yesterday on a mention. And I don't want to deal with your shit.
All right. Oh man, I wish I would hear what Easy's 11x is, but I guess we're not going to get into it.
It was an 11x. He bet $10.
No. Bet $100. $100.
Nice. That's a good one.
Where did
Dell earnings calls? I took no on NVIDIA.
If someone were to like follow your call, where would they have gotten that information ahead of time? And also,
Odagos Whales.
Odagos Whales.
Got it early. They could have easily bought it. It did pump a little bit up to like 15 cents, so you would have only got like an 8x or 7x. But like that's still great. It covered the other stuff because I think we went 2 and 2 on the other stuff, which was not terrible. But yeah, you ended up very net positive on that. For whatever reason, earnings calls have been much more profitable for me than most other mentions.
Well, maybe we find a way to dial in there, just smash those.
It's just purely research based, though. You just look at previous earnings and then go look at what the company's been doing over the last 3 months. And then a video one was Dell had launched a partnership for an AI super farm with NVIDIA using GeForce processors or whatever the fuck it is. And they talked about it.
Is that like a data center or like an actual farm?
Yeah, like a data center. They talked about it in Q1 when it launched, reiterated it on Q2. Less, only one time. Q1 3 times, Q2 only one time, and then Q3 they did not mention it during the earnings call, but it got brought up by a question by an analyst. and that's when it got mentioned. So I'd already seen it trending down as they were moving away from the focus on it. And then somebody asked about it in the earnings call yesterday, but they ignored the question, just like they did in Q3. Like they responded to it, but they did not say NVIDIA. Only the analyst said NVIDIA in Q3. The team did not. And since it's based on team statements, that's the bigger thing. So there's like, people say that mentioned markets are like hyper optimized now, but there's still a lot of opportunity that you can find. It was trading at 89 cents. Yes. Before the earnings call started. So I saw that, dove into it just because I enjoy them. I like the earnings calls. It's macro stuff. It's traditional equity stuff. You listen to them, you learn some stuff about what they're working on. They're boring as shit. Earnings calls are so fucking boring.
Yeah,
But
I couldn't imagine doing that.
it's an hour and a half every time, dude. I'm just like 3 dudes yapping about fucking nothing. And you're just like, okay. Like, dude, I haven't opened up a Dell computer in fucking 20 years.
Big shout out to Ghost Cat Joypad. Great username, A. Dropped a comment. GM sirs, never caught a live one before. LFG and TGIF. LFG to you, TGIF to you. Thanks for joining us live. Love having you here. Love hearing your comments. We have a lot to talk about today. Kicks, I'm going to have you fire off the weather report here in a second after a word from the partner for today's show. This is what team we've been working with for a while. Today's show is brought to you in partnership with Metaplex. Metaplex just launched their new app. It is aiming to completely fix how tokens launch on Solana. Up until now, launching a token meant jumping through hoops, going through centralized launch pads, building infrastructure that can be complex, or rolling the dice on bonding curves that favor potentially insiders and snipers. They're changing the game now. Genesis launch pools offer a new permissionless way for any project to launch tokens with fair on-chain price discovery, equal access for the community as well. Meme coins, not only meme coins, but early stage products, experimental ideas can now launch directly via the Metaplex app. New pipeline for discovering the next breakout token. This is how you get in a fair manner. There is no bonding curve here. You put up an amount of SOL in. Once it reaches bond, everyone gets tokens distributed equally. Hopefully this can solve the early stage bonding curve problem. Metaplex has been around building for multiple cycles. They build all the NFT infrastructure that we use today. They built all the token infrastructure that we've been using. Love to see them continue to iterate and now launching their own launch pad, allowing creators who don't want to go to a pump fund to raise money, do it in a more fair and even way. Big shout out to Metaplex. Easy, I saw you dropped a video yesterday explaining this whole thing. Anything else to add about this? Have you been checking it out at all?
So they had their first one. It raised like 4,000 SOL. It did very well. I like the dynamic of it. It's very, very interesting to me as far as like how the raise happens, what goes on with it, and the fair launch. So everyone gets in at the same price. Stuff like that's very interesting to me. So this one has more liquidity in it right now than market cap, which is pretty fucking wild. So I'm curious how these are going to start to trade as people start to get used to them. Because the LP is 50% of the tokens, right? So like that's pretty wild to me. I'm excited to see Meatplex.
I like Meatplex.
Meatplex is funny.
Yeah, so you can see go to metaplex.com. That'll launch you right into the launch pad. Check them out on X as well at Metaplex. We've been working with them for a while. We love what they're building. We use their tooling, but doggos are all Metaplex standards. So absolutely love working with them and highlighting what they offer. That being said, we have a lot to talk about today. Kix, why don't we kick it off with the weather report?
Great. I just want to preface it real quick, but Nifty Gateway hasn't replied to me in over a month to reset my account. I have 2 ETH in there. I think their intention is just to steal my money. Nifty Gateway, if you're listening, give me my fucking money. Reply to my customer support email. Thank you.
I have something to add to that after we kick off this weather report.
I didn't hit the button. Jeez, classic. What a rookie mistake. Ladies and gentlemen, today is Friday, February 27th. Majors down on the day. Bitcoin 66K. Ethereum back to 2K. Solana at 83 and Hype at $28. Over the past 24 hours, Jack Dorsey laid off 40% of the staff at Block. He explained that the intelligence tools they're using paired with smaller teams are fundamentally changing what it means to build and run a company. Block up 25% on the announcement. Next up, Anthropic rejected U.S. government's request for unfettered access to Polymarket for a government ban. ran as high as 50% yesterday before pulling back to 25%. Finally, news broke that Magic Eden will be sunsetting its EVM, NFT, and Ordinals marketplaces. This comes ahead of a larger pivot to prediction markets. Solana NFT markets will continue to operate normally. That's it for the weather report. We'll see you again for weather report on Monday. Back to you in the studio.
Excellent weather report as always, Kicks. Quick note on the Nifty Gateway stuff. I was like, I wonder if I have anything on there, because like I was a little later to NFT, so I didn't like really hit the Nifty Gateway like Pico Bull, right? Like a ton of money and NFTs on there. But I went in there and I was like, it was like 50 Starbucks NFTs. I don't know if you remember when Starbucks like was running collectibles.
Yeah.
I was just like sitting there just doing admin, 50 withdrawals on these Starbucks NFTs. I'm like, I'm pulling rugged NFTs from a rugged platform just for like the odd chance that they're worth something in X number of years. It was like the most annoying crypto admin ever. It took like 30 minutes of my life just like clicking all these buttons for like no reason.
Hey, at least you can log in. They're just going to try to take my money.
Yeah.
And that's wild to think about, that they can just basically be like, you have a month to withdraw everything. If you don't, we're shutting down. And it's ours. I'm pretty sure that's not even legal.
Yeah. Is it theirs? Like, how's that work? Like,
yeah, because they run. That's the whole reason why Nifty Gateway was popular back in the day, is you could just buy stuff with a credit card. Right. So like all of the stuff on Nifty Gateway sits in one big smart contract, and then you can withdraw it to the chain, and they send it to your wallet. But it's not like it's not decentralized at all. That's why they have a little arbitrage going on in there in 2020, 2021.
That makes sense. Moving on to some of the big news. Magic Eden. No more Ethereum, no more Base, no more any EVM marketplaces, assuming that applies to Abstract and those other ones as well. Probably Monad. And then also no more Ordinals marketplaces. So are we back to trading Ordinals on spreadsheets?
Maybe my stupid NFTs that I bought on a fucking spreadsheet will be worth something now. Not.
I did see an interesting take on
Ordinals was the biggest fucking made up thing ever.
I did see an interesting take on the Ordinals marketplace shutting down. Sorry, Easy. Farmer Joe saying bottom is in. You get a reset on every single listing. Floors are now on SatFlow. Same thing happened with OpenSea and Decentralized. We just deleted an entire Bitcoin order book. so all the floor prices that were people undercutting on Magic Eden are no longer there. So it's like a thinner floor technically.
I have a theory that it may not be a supply problem on Ordinals. It may be a demand problem.
This is really funny because I think we talked about it on the show, but there was a very large sweep on Bitcoin puppets like a week ago, like a very, very big sweep that like substantially moved price.
Yeah.
So
shout out to all the people that projects that made money on Ordinals and the people. You did well. Proud of you. You crushed it.
Do you think they're still gonna have runes here?
Dude, runes that were worse than Ordinals. It's like, yeah, dude. You have to buy in the tranches. You got to buy the coin in 1,000 tranches. It's actually impressive how easily it is to get everybody to make just a random new thing and to get everybody excited about it.
There are people I was fired up for runes for like 3 months. Like I was in the Pizza Ninjas Discord, like with Trevor, like prepping my computer to mine runes at the Happening. And I was like fired up about it. And I probably could have made like 25, 30K had I just sold everything I mined like within that next week. But I was like, no, these are runes. These are valuable. We're going to hold these long term. And I just got absolutely worked.
Yeah. And dude, who knows? Maybe Ordinals make a comeback. NFTs as a whole are, down. I'm not surprised, but yeah, that was a funny time to be alive. Like people trying to buy a Ordinal and getting like sniped because it's like 30-minute blocks.
Yeah, you have to go in. You have to see your you have to guesstimate where the the transaction fee would be, and you'd have to look at the block size and figure it out.
I wonder if I'm going to get this NFT. Let me set a timer. I'm going to check back in 30 minutes. See if this block's gone through.
Yeah, I still have dreams of hearing the block space, whatever the block explorer is. It makes a dinging cash sound when a transaction goes through in the background. Yeah, exactly. Tristan said I made a shit ton of money on runes when they came out. Also round tripped a good amount that I held. Yeah, I just
it was great for trading. I think it's funny, how many people how much money Bitcoin and big launches over there, and it's just probably one of the hardest things to onboard a new customer to come buy your bags. All right, so what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to buy some Bitcoin on Coinbase, and then you're going to need to download this random ass wallet you've never heard of before. You're going to send money over here. Okay, cool. Now you're going to go to this random website you've never heard of before.
Yeah. Also, there's no marketplace to sell it initially. You can't split it. You have no idea what the price is.
Magic.
Game changer. They're you can now sell more than one rune at the same time. And everyone's okay.
I just spent $100,000 sweeping early sats under 10K. Historical.
I forgot about that. Bridging runes to Solana.
Hey guys, we took CryptoPunks and we copy pasted them onto this third-party protocol, but it's kind of on Bitcoin. They're all worth $40,000 each. You want one?
You're early. You're very early. Moving on to the next little bit of news, we've got the Anthropic news. A lot of AI news today. The Dorsey news we talked about already. The Anthropic news rejecting the government request for access to allow them to do all that surveillance and automated weapons stuff. I didn't read the statement. Did you read the statement, Kix? Do you have an idea of what they essentially said?
Same thing that they've been saying, that in the contract they want the contract that they signed with the Department of Defense saying that they're not going to use the Claude to run or help design fully autonomous weapons and mass surveillance on U.S. citizens. It's a little bit of just it's a complex issue, okay? Because one, a lot of the very smart people in America are kind of very ideological, and that's a good thing and a bad thing, mixed thing, whatever you want to take on it. Just meaning that the CEO, right? He could lose employees, he could lose top talent, right? If he just concedes this to the Department of Defense, right? Because there may be top talent over there that says, cool, I'm just going to fucking quit. I'll go work for another company, another AI company, if you're going to allow this to happen. What an interesting tidbit is that this all kind of originated around the Venezuela strike, and Claude was used in some capacity for the Venezuela strike, probably to run analysis, right? On different scenarios or what have you. And the liaison from Anthropic to the US government found out about this and did not like it. So what's weird here, right, is that they're putting these lines in the sand, but then also they've said, we don't like that you used it for analysis to strike Iran, Venezuela, which is kind of weird because there was no autonomous weapons using that. There was no mass surveillance using that. So, who knows what's really going on, but this is also a deeper issue where just basically the Department of Defense is saying hey, you as a contractor, don't tell us what we can or can't do. The laws tell us what we can or can't do. So the laws tell us that we can't do mass surveillance on U.S. citizens. So it's not for you to tell us. It'd be like Boeing saying, we'll sell you this plane, but you have to promise you're not going to load it with explosives and kamikaze drone it into a city. And it's kind of like the Department of Defense being yeah, we're not going to do that. We're not going to put that in the contract either. But we're not going to do a suicide bombing attack with one of your planes, but we're not going to put it in the contract. So it's sort of like that. But
yeah, I mean, I feel like it could be a net good designing these weapons. There are guardrails around the U.S. military as is. Why do you want to hamper the U.S. military's growth and potentially have us weak versus
versus China. You think China is going to be like, guess how this would go down in China? CEO of a Chinese AI company says, sorry, Chinese military, we don't want to let you use our software for making autonomous stuff. Their CEO would just disappear for months and they would just get all the information anyways. At least in the US.
And the new CEO would be like an ex like military.
Exactly. Exactly. So it's kind of, you know, it's similar to the data center thing where people are going all around being like, let's ban data centers in our cities or our states. It's like it's degrowther kind of mindset. Obviously, everyone agrees with the concern about fully autonomous weapons or mass surveillance of US stuff, but the discussion's really not about that. It's more about like, hey, if we're the government, you know, we should be able to get unfettered access without guardrails, and then the laws of the country will tell us what we can or can't do with it.
Second Lord says, why not use Grok? I feel like Grok is the equivalent of using like Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr. your Iron Man versus like Claude, which is like Captain America or somebody else is like.
But they are using Grok though. XAI signed a contract with the U.S. government for unfettered access.
And speaking of deals and different AI companies, Sam Altman is working on a deal that might help solve the Anthropic Pentagon issue.
That's funny. He's coming in like third party. Like, hey guys, can I come in here?
Yeah,
I got an idea.
So after that news broke, we were at 25. Now we're down to 23. There were some good opportunities. I was thinking about buying this yesterday. Kicks, did you add any more or cut this on?
Yeah, I've been slamming the no mostly because there's just a dumbass that's like running pump and dumps on this. So
love it. I mean, this thing's pumped almost to 50% multiple times. I can't believe I didn't get in it yesterday. Nick had me on Bitcoin 5-minute up down markets. He may be addicted.
Is he still trading those?
Yeah, I was on a
How's
call.
he doing?
He was doing good yesterday, but I think I put him in a funk. I started taking the opposite side of him.
So you just started fucking with him?
And he didn't like the juju. I don't think he's going to trade them with me ever again.
Did Easy tell you on the show that I pinged him to take the no on U.S. strike on Somalia by Feb 28th?
No.
Meant to copy paste it to you, Ray, but I thought he would tell you.
Oh, thanks. You think Nick tells anybody anything preemptively?
Easy. I messaged Easy, sorry.
Oh, Easy. That makes sense. Yeah. Bitcoin up down. I mean, these things are pretty addictive though. Once you get into them, 5-minute up downs on Bitcoin. I kind of want to make a like a Chrome plugin for these. It's not really working right now. I don't know why it's not showing the chart, but like having other data plugged in, because it's like giving you the price and like the current price, but also having like an Oracle that's pulling like Hyperliquid, Binance, other sources like next to it. So you can see like what the difference is and like if there's going to be movement off of whatever Oracle they're using versus.
Dude, that was a fucking trade. There's so many ways to make money in Polymarket, and you're like, let me go get rinsed by like highly sophisticated algo trading on 5-minute up down markets. Like, dude, I'm going to tell everybody out there, if you're listening to the show, you're not going to be net profitable trading up down 5-minute markets. I just want to go ahead and tell you, it's literally like if you could buy bionic legs and then you were like, cool, I'm going to go try to play in the NFL now. You're still going to absolutely get killed on your first tackle.
I'm going to jump over everybody with those bionic legs, just all the way to the end zone. Hike, handoff, jump, land in the end zone. That's the goal here with this plugin. It's going to be the jump into the end zone plugin.
It's like crack. That's so addicting. Yeah, dude. Once again, if you're having fun at it, if you're treating it like a slot machine, get after it. You know,
I think it is more like a entertainment thing than like a make tons of money like with a get rich quick scheme. Like I would still want to be sitting here clicking up and down when I'm looking at it, but having like an Oracle with other prices, I feel like would just give me like a leg up on some of the people, because I have to imagine there's so much room here for automation, but also just people with slightly more sophisticated tools to beat the average player, because you're like if you're putting like limit orders in, like this price moves so quickly, like you can gobble up inefficient orders.
Look at how thick are the order books.
I mean, they move so fast.
Yeah.
Within, like, you see this
went to 70 and then down to 50.
Yeah. Like they move, they really move.
That's wild.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a ton of algorithmic trading, and then also like people just like
there's probably retail slamming market buys.
Yeah.
On sometimes 5-cent spreads.
Exactly.
In other news, I don't know if you saw the Iran markets absolutely surging.
I looked at the volume on the Iran markets today, which is crazy. This has $462 million worth of volume.
Yeah,
Is
it's
that
fucking.
Is that a record?
Like not like there was more on the presidential election, but this is probably like one of the biggest ones in maybe the last year, I'd say. I think the Kevin Warsh market's up there as well, but that dynamic is a little bit different due to people like buying the no on Kevin Warsh. So that's like a little bit more of like a bond related volume.
What's going on?
Yeah, like these markets are surging right now. You got a 9% chance that the U.S. strikes today, meaning in the next 15 hours, and you got almost a 30% chance that they strike in the next 2 days. So tomorrow is getting priced at like 18%.
Didn't I see they were like scheduling talks for Monday? I saw that they're going to get together for talks on Monday. Maybe this is bogus, or maybe it's old news.
No, I mean they're talking about trying to have talks again next week, but I think kind of Trump is saying like we're kind of over this. Iran's really not getting the picture here. But yeah, like US came out and said if you're a citizen in Israel, leave today. China told all of the citizens in Iran to leave today. But like I like the no on today.
I think I like the no on tomorrow as well. I think.
Yeah, I mean the no on tomorrow is juicy. You're getting almost 50% return if they don't strike in the next like 32 hours.
Yeah, it feels pretty juicy. Pretty juicy.
Yeah. I like the no today because you're not going to tell your citizens to like hop on planes and then bomb like 6 hours later.
Yeah, that's closer to like a quote unquote bond.
Yeah. So I put some down at like right about here. So you're getting like a 10% return over.
Ambient Japan 2026. That's a username. The only person who nerds out and makes money on Polymarket easy is airdrop will buy more farms and farmland than Bill Gates. I'd argue that Kix is going to get a bigger airdrop on Polymarket than easy, and I think it's not going to be close. I feel like you have a ton of volume across multiple wallets and different strategies. Am I wrong, Kix?
Yeah. Yes, I got a lot of volume, and I got like almost 100 grand in all positions at all time.
Yeah. See, that's very nice there. The other markets I'm looking at right now, we had PPI come in rather hot today. Inflation potentially being above what we're going to see. We're going to see CPI released on the 11th, so about 2 weeks from now. And then we have the FOMC on the 18th, 1 week from then. We didn't see much move on rate.
I'd be super down with the CPI to come in so fucking hot that they cut rates because I do have a position on 25 bips.
Yeah, so my thought process, I was thinking about taking a position in 25 bips here at like 1.5 cents.
I mean, that's pretty good odds. I mean, you could buy 1.6 for 3.70 and you could probably sell it at 5 at some point in time the next month, right?
Right. Yeah, that's my thought process. I'll have, and especially if we get that CPI report or we get like uncertainty leading up to CPI, that could move a bit as people de-risk. So I like this price point because this is like very, 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 like you normally don't see markets at 98.5 that are resolving 3 weeks out, especially since this is like the second most likely option. It's either no change or this. It's like one or the other. So
yeah, the only thing to consider is that this trade's basically on like the Fed watch. Like there's like kind of in pre-prediction market indicators that are like, that like track this. So, I mean, like this is what not just Polymarket traders are saying. This is likely what like, Wall Street is saying the probability is as well. But once again, that doesn't like Wall Street's more going for finality, right? They're not going for like trend shifts. Meaning that, if you buy super low and then the CPI comes out hot, Fed watch could easily go up to 5 points and you'd make a 3x almost.
Well, I think this kind of diverges from Fed watch a little bit. I think that this has been more accurate than FedWatch.
It has actually. It like faded Fed Watch during that spike that you see from like 10 to 20.
Yeah, so I think that we have seen like a bit of divergence there. Yeah, I would love to take the 25 bip decrease at 1.6 cents and then look to sell it off at like a 2x would be my thought process, or even more. Like, I mean, 5 would just be gravy, but like even a 2x getting up to 3.5% doesn't feel like it's impossible, especially since we're at Pico lows for this and we're still multiple weeks out. So that's my thought here. My play on Polymarket. I don't have many of these. Normally they don't work out, but hopefully this one is. I'm going to make a note to actually take this after the show. So hopefully no one front runs me on this 1.6 bid here. I guess 1.6, I guess.
Cryptomon 86 coming in to say NFTs are gay. Thank you for your contribution to the show.
Yeah, very good one. Not even talking about NFTs right now, but how about we talk about how about we talk about the next MOODENG? Did you see this new Hippo kicks?
I remember hearing about a Hippo like 7 to 10 days ago where someone said that they were trying to predict the name of it.
Yeah. If you were somebody who was spraying on name predictions, this was JELLYBEAN, which was launched on the 12th. This is an Arizona pygmy hippo, same kind of hippo as MOODENG. They were having a name competition. There were a couple different names. It was like JELLYBEAN, Twixie, I don't know, some other like food names. And JELLYBEAN ended up winning. This token itself was trading at 40K market cap. And then the name broke live and now it's trading all the way up at 5.7 mil this morning.
That's awesome, dude. That's so much big of a cook.
Yeah.
Is that 100x?
Yeah, 47K over 100x to over 4 mil.
Damn, dude.
And
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, absolute cook. New baby hippo. We'll be monitoring this. I haven't looked at too much of the analytics. 6,000 holders. Let's pull the bubble maps up for this one. This is a pretty big 2.2% of the supply in that single wallet. This cluster has 1.6%. This cluster has 1.9%. But these aren't like crazy dangerous amounts, I'd say. A couple clusters that'll probably sell on you 2%. But pretty wild. Easy. We summoned you back with the baby hippo. Did you see this one?
Yeah, JELLYBEAN.
Yeah.
It's cool. I mean, I don't think it's gonna survive. What's punch at?
You're wishing death upon this hippo?
Yes.
Many men wish death upon me.
Oh man. Yeah, so this is the one that we're gonna continue to watch. Punch has been hurting, actually.
Shocker.
I mean, I don't know if you can have multiple animals go on a generational run at the same time. Punch down 50% in the last 24 hours, down to 12 mil. This was supposed to be the next MOODENG. 50 mil top, down 75% since then. Seems like the other monkeys are befriending Punch, which is good for Punch, but bad for Punch, the meme coin, apparently, as they need him to be abused for this to get traction. It's a kind of a catch-22 there. Yeah, but this one is not looking so hot. Sorry, Punch. It's a tough-looking chart off the 236 here. Do we see a bouncer? It's probably going to 0. I predict 0, but I've been wrong so many times. So who knows? We talked about a couple meme coin runners. We talked about the PPI. We talked about prediction markets on that. Some news coming out of Vitalik that I thought was interesting and maybe bullish for ETH holders for the first time in a while.
First time in forever.
Continuing to take quantum seriously, Vitalik posted a pretty long post yesterday highlighting a quantum resistance roadmap for Ethereum. There's 4 things he lists as quantum vulnerable: consensus layer signatures, data availability, EOA signatures, and application layer ZK proofs. he lays out the steps that they're going to be tackling these. Pretty long article, technical, but it's good to see that they are on top of it and attacking quantum head on. Well, it seems that the Bitcoin core community is a little bit more fragmented and not as directionally guided. Maybe some benefits to having a centralized foundation driving development, but good news for Ethereum, I'd say overall. Being able to
Quantum has no power here. We shall make ourselves immune to it.
I think quantum is going to have. I mean, we've already been talking about it a little bit, but I think it's been overshadowed. It hasn't been.
Yeah, people think AI is hot, dude. It's really quantum. Like, and I understand most of you are dumb. You don't understand what quantum actually even is. Okay, but quantum is a thing that's going to transform and reshape everything. Okay, it's going to be defined as the pre-quantum era and the quantum post-quantum era. Okay. And if you just don't understand that, you're just not going to make it. So what you're wanting to do is you're going to want to take out a HELOC on your home. Okay. And you're wanting to invest in quantum related infrastructure companies.
Bollinger Bands are getting pretty tight on the daily on
Tight ass BB right there.
yeah, you see that? We haven't been that tight.
Shit.
We had a pump in January last time we got that tight. We got pretty tight.
Miguel says equities crashing. I don't care about equities. Is Carvana crashing?
Take a look at Carvana. CVNA. 4%, down 4% today.
Dumb.
There you go, a little red candle for you.
Not too much.
All right,
MACD curl. It's gonna pump. It's gonna pump Monday.
A little gap.
It's a little gap down. A little gap down. Japanese.
Yeah, Easy was saying that we might have peaked here. We talked about this yesterday, maybe peaking on the S&P, and we see a bit of a drawdown over the next few months. Bear market kind of things. We saw.
That does look a little bit of a toppy curve.
Yeah, we talked about Bitcoin yesterday. 70K being this like universal short signal. Every time it hits 70K, it's just like short it. Can't.
I mean,
manage a breakout.
That price action looks bad, which makes me think it's actually good and it's going to go up.
Just do the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
We think Jane Street took a day off here on this green candle.
No, because like usually if they're going to dump, they're going to pump it harder. You know what I mean? Like you'd have like a little bit more of it. Like you would have gone to like 80, got a bunch of idiots to buy and then dump it. But it's staying low. It's not, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's being held down.
Zig when they zag, right?
No Future Photography said, do you guys talk about power? Do you guys know what power is? I've seen charts for this. I don't know what it is, but I saw that it like ran substantially. I think it's something to do with gaming. Easy. Any idea what power is?
I forget the exact company it is, but it's just absolutely ascending. It's oh god, it's gonna drive me insane. I forget the exact company name, but
Maybe Power.
No, it's not Power. It's Fableborn, maybe.
That sounds like it could be right. I saw like it has to do with gaming NFTs. Like people were holding NFTs to get this token.
I think I owned Fableborn NFTs. Did you have to claim it?
I don't know.
Let's take a look. Fableborn NFTs. Maybe let's just look at power and see if we can find a little live research here. Thanks for the shout out on this No Future Photography. This is something I wanted to look into, but I haven't yet. All right, what's happening with power? All right, this is a video. I'm not watching a video. Where's a thread on power? That would be ideal.
What is the market cap on power?
I mean, it's I think it's 45 mil.
Not bad.
300 mil? No, 300 mil? I don't know. There's a lot of stuff going on here with the FDV and the market cap. One of those two. This is riveting podcasting right now. Just trying to figure out what's going on.
Price go up.
Yeah.
Price go up.
There's literally everyone's talking about power. Like, yo, this power thing is nuts, and no one's even saying like what power is. So it's like, yo, price is 180. We're going to 20. Let's talk about power. Here's the market cap.
Power is fucking, dude. If you're not in power, you're weak. You have no power.
Zero power. I'm rich. Power ran. What is it? Is this even is this even a real thing? No future.
Yeah, it's got to be favorable orange token. I mean, they did funding and everything.
No future photography. Is this your Twitter account? Or am I just going to like random account?
Yeah, he's following you. Follow him back, Bozo.
It's probably not him.
Pretty sure it's him, dude. He says LOL no. So now he's freaking out because you doxed him. Yes, it is. You just said yes.
Okay, it's him. Damn, you post a ton. No future photography. I don't see anything on power here.
I can teach you something. If you go up to the top, you can search his post.
All right. Thank you for explaining Twitter to me.
No problem. It's called X now too, by the way.
Dumbass.
Maybe put a ticker. Maybe put a ticker power.
I don't know how we just can't figure this out. Like, is there no information on this?
Oh my gosh, he hasn't even posted about it. This guy's trolling us, man. He looks cool though. I like this guy.
Yeah.
I like his beard.
Bring you on as a guest.
I dropped a post above. I didn't post about it. I dropped a post above. You dropped a post in the comments. I don't even see the comments.
I missed it.
Yeah, I'm scrolling through every single comment. I don't see anything. Maybe we got links banned or something.
Yeah, it might have got like banned or something. All right. Well, apologies there. Maybe we'll do some research on power over the weekend and we'll get back to you. Hopefully the price doesn't go out of control. Until then,
the no is pumping on U.S. strikes by Iran.
No is pumping. Damn it.
You could have gotten February 28th for 73. Now it's 78.
So frustrating.
It's okay.
Very frustrating. It's okay. My rate cut's gonna be the play I'll make after the show. Gonna hit the rate cut, hit that hard, and then maybe some Bitcoin 5-minute.
He looks so cute right now.
What's he doing? Where's Fresco?
Reviewing transcripts for Trump and Corpus Christi today.
Oh, nice.
Look at this guy deep in the mention markets game. I like it.
Where's Frisk?
Frisk is on the couch watching Pokemon's thing today. Pokemon
Bottom
had
hole
a
too
big-
hard last night. Now he's not moving around.
Exactly.
Still
Exactly.
a little sore.
I'm taking. He's come to the gym with me for 4 days this week. Yesterday he sat down and was just like, "I feel terrible."
Today he's gonna pull something probably.
Nah, I think I'm debating doing legs today because we're going to Universal this weekend. I think so. I'm like, do I do legs and just feel like shit walking around Universal?
Just go golf on your sim with them for like 4 hours.
We could do that, but
Is he a golfer?
no.
No.
This is my favorite question. I'm down on Polymarket, but I'm up on the competitive. I'm down on Polymarket because I have a terrible sports gambling addiction. If you look at my losses, it's like almost all from sports and just stupid trades. If I just stopped being a dumbass and traded like Elon Musk, like, dude, I took a fucking weather market last night because I was fucking around with like data on that, trying to see if we could find an edge. That was a terrible trade. I was just fucking being so dumb.
You're just paying tuition.
Huh?
You're paying tuition.
Basically. Yeah, but I'm up on Kalshi, which is nice because there's just more mentions. And mentions are where I've like historically done better. But yeah, I'm on a bunch of stuff. The Netflix markets are actually fairly profitable. They're just not very liquid. So like I only make like 20 to $100 on them, which is like annoying because I want to make more. Yeah, I get like the argument, why don't you just focus on those? I probably should. But like I like short running markets is my issue. I like close resolution.
You can also make the like argument that like the sports gambling stuff doesn't count. That's just like entertainment.
Yeah, but I've lost like fucking 25 grand being a fucking center.
So it's expensive entertainment.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. For me,
I saw
I probably should
Elon-
just like slow down and try to find more edges on stuff instead of being a fucking idiot. But I sometimes enjoy being a dumbass.
The Elon tweet market looks like it's moving your way for today, right? Aren't you
Yeah.
319? 300 to 319?
Yeah.
It's looking good.
Yep.
It was 24.
That was the one I got in yesterday.
Yeah.
Yesterday at 52 cents. That's the main thing I got on. Yeah, but then like this market is $13 million of volume. So that's why it's like these markets are liquid. This one's gonna be close, I think, today, which is like projected right now to finish at 315. He hasn't tweeted in an hour, tweeted 6 times at 8 a.m. Is there a SpaceX launch today? Oh yeah, they had a launch today.
Interesting.
But yeah, I'm curious because if they had a launch today, that would make sense why he wasn't terribly active in the morning. But I'm more concerned that 17 hours is a launch. Another one, a Starlink mission. Oh, there's a couple launches tomorrow.
Well, speaking of mention, I just saw the offer you posted in the whales chat. Little
Yeah,
discount
so I've been
promotion.
using that. It's really fucking good. Like the site is really good. It's helped me a lot with earnings because you can ingest any YouTube link and use that as a transcript. So I'll upload the last 3 quarters and then just read through them, and it gives strikes. We can actually show it because I can show what I'm doing right now. This is how I'm reviewing the current Corpus Christi market.
This looks like it was 100% vibe coded.
Oh, it's absolutely vibe coded, but it's good. It works. So this thing, what will Trump say during his remarks in Corpus Christi? We have the strikes. It gives odds based on a couple things. Save Act, Save America Act. I took the no just based on this because it's a coin flip. And he hasn't mentioned it in these rallies, which is interesting. ID and ID verification 6 times. So this is one I'd want to go look at because I'm interested in like when it was mentioned, when was it not mentioned. This rally is about energy and the economy. So I took no on fentanyl, cocaine. Eggs, he'll probably say. Hockey, I took no on.
You know what I want to do? I want to scrape all of Tyriel's posts and live streams, all of his analysis, train a model on Tyriel.
Just trade off that.
Yeah, maybe I'll.
I like this view. It shows you when it was said and when it wasn't said.
That's
so this
cool.
is where I'm like way more interesting.
You can see like a trend. He hasn't said this 3 times in a row.
Or if it's like illegal alien 3 times and no on the Georgia one, and they're saying this rally is probably going to be similar to the one in Georgia. So like I'm interested in that.
I like you.
Yeah, so it's like fun to track some of this. I don't think Zoran will be said, but I think those odds are pretty bad. But you can see what I'm on for this today. Yes on million, billion, trillion, 25 plus times. Yes on tax, 3 plus times. No on coal. Those are the 3 I have right now. I'm trying to figure out if I add more.
Drill Baby Drill hitting in the State of the Union was fun.
That was a good one. Yeah, that was a good one. I think they have Drill Baby Drill on here too. Yeah. Yes, no, yes, no. So it wasn't said last one. It was said before that. That one's a coin flip, but 83% on this. And Texas has like a oil rig off the coast because of where Corpus Christi is. So I think that there's a decent chance that ends up being said. So I kind of like play the location too because Georgia, obviously, they're not refining off of Georgia. Texas, they do in the Gulf of America. So
in grade school, there was a Catholic school called Corpus Christi that was nearby, and they threw the best grade school dances. Like if you were going to get weird at a grade school dance, you would go to the Corpus Christi dance. That was like the dance to go to in like 6th, 7th, and 8th grade.
That's wicked funny. Yeah. So I mean, we have this at 4:30 today. Other than that, just the Elon market that I'm watching. I'm torn on taking a position on the Elon market because he only needs 9 more tweets and he has 3 hours. So I'm kind of like, maybe I just wait. And then we have a market tomorrow that I'm more interested in, projecting 83. And that one's a little bit wider range. You got 51% at 65 to 89 and 34% at 90 to 110. So it largely comes down to how much is he going to tweet today.
Any other prediction markets you're looking at kicks before we wrap today?
Just actively trading the Iranian markets all day. But yeah, I should have messaged you. I thought Easy would be nice enough to share it to you on the show, but riding the US strike on Somalia by February 28th on the no side. Did some interesting analysis yesterday. Basically, they haven't done a strike since Ramadan. Ramadan started on the evening of the 17th. Their last strike was on the morning of the 17th. They're doing these strikes in conjunction with the Somali government. Somali government is probably pretty Muslim heavy, so they may have just been like, hey, dude, we just bombed the shit out of ISIS for like a month and a half. Could we like chill out while we're doing our Ramadan stuff? And the U.S. government may be like, yes. But I'm already up like 150% on it. But I mean, it's still basically a no at 48. So you still 2x your money over a day and a half. Tricky thing, which I did post on this is a known scammers market. So there's been sus stuff that's been done before on this market. So just be cautious of that. There's some like people that will do stuff like post a fake RSS feed to get it resolved, stuff like that. So if you are in this, you may want to like exit in like under 24 hours because someone may try to crime it. But yeah, other than that, I'm just also no on the Pete Hegseth ban clause on March 31st market. And other than that, I am just going to be actively trading the Iran markets today. One potential juicy one for you on the Iran markets is Iran strike on U.S. military by February 28th. That's at like 88 cents right now on the no. And there is a strike Qatar, which is even more like consolidated. But especially if you have a long on a U.S. strike, this is like an interesting one on the no side because the response, the timing response of Iran to then strike the U.S. military, right? So like if the U.S. military strikes at like 8 o'clock Eastern or 8 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, will Iran successfully strike back in like a 5-hour window? So it can be a interesting no. You can also just take a more free money no on Iran successfully striking the military base in Qatar by February 28th. That's at like 95. But I mean, these aren't really juicy returns. So the juiciest traded over the last 24 hours was the Somali market. But yeah, another thing to consider, like if you're deep in prediction markets, is tomorrow is the 28th. After that, anybody in positions that end on the 28th on the no side are going to have a bunch of cash freed up. Usually when you see that happen, then a bunch of money flows into new markets. So a lot of times what you can do is you can try to get a step ahead of other people if you have a lot of liquid cash and be like, where's the money that's resolving on the 28th going to flow into next, right? So like, for example, if a bunch of people cash on no's on U.S. striking Iran by February 28th, those people are going to roll it into no's on markets after that, right? So you would expect, like, for example, if there's not a strike on Iran by the 28th, that like
would be somebody who's going to free up a ton of cash.
Exactly, and he's going to roll them into no's. So you can kind of front run the liquidity. I noticed that on the January to February rollover. So just something to keep in mind.
He's already on a lot of the no's.
Yeah.
For the strikes, but maybe more liquidity gets pushed into them.
Yeah, you can see like he has $1.2 million on no by February 28th. So like as soon as if that doesn't happen, he's going to have $1.2 million that he's going to want to put to use. So what you will often see,
almost like look at what he's been trading and just take a couple of these and then just take a couple points.
Yeah. And this is a smart guy. Like he's spread a bunch of across a bunch of different dates. But yeah, there's plenty of things.
He's saying nothing's going to ever happen between U.S. and Iran between now and June 30th. Is essentially
so like nothing ever happens. People at the end of months, they're going to get a lot of rollover, right? And then they generally roll it into no's on the next day. So like I think from like January to February, I saw stuff like the next calendar day got like smashed by 10% on the first day of the month. So that's something that I'm taking a look at as well today. But
love that. All right, that's about an hour. That's going to do it for today's show. Thank you for joining me, Kicks and Easy. Thank you all for listening in the audience. It's been a wonderful week here in Bodogos Entertainment Land. We do this podcast Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern Time. You can catch us on all major podcasting platforms. You can catch us on Spotify, Apple. Also, watch us over on YouTube on Zora. You can see what we're talking about in real time, see our graphics.